I believe technology plays a critical role in bringing about massive changes in civilization, especially in the case of Tesla's vehicle development. When I first talked about these advancements, I predicted we would reach about 50%, and now we've achieved 80%. Some of these goals have even been surpassed, possibly more or less. The important part is that these developments tend to come to fruition, with very few instances where they do not. Every new innovation, particularly in automotive technology, signals the dawn of a new era. And now Elon Musk has introduced Tesla's most bold innovation yet, the water engine. But there's still a big question mark hanging over it. Will it actually work as expected? Is this the true future of clean energy or just another hyped-up concept? Will it hold up in extreme conditions? And can it outperform both electric vehicles, EVs, and traditional gasoline-powered cars? Let's delve into this video and explore what lies ahead. Don't miss out on the automotive technology of the future. Join the 133,000th and 333rd subscriber and stay ahead of the curve. Hit the subscribe button as we uncover the facts behind Tesla's water engine. How can Tesla's water engine survive real-world conditions? Tesla's water engine promises to be a cleaner and more sustainable alternative to traditional combustion and battery electric vehicles. However, one of the biggest hurdles it faces is real-world durability, especially in extreme weather conditions. Cold climates like those in Norway, Yakutsk, and Canada, where temperatures can plummet to -40°C or lower, pose significant operational risks. This is especially concerning because water freezes at 0°C (32°F). Ensuring a constant flow of water through the vehicle's fuel system without freezing is a massive engineering challenge. So, how is Tesla addressing this issue? Let's look at the risks of freezing and potential damage to components. One of the main problems with using water as fuel is that when it freezes, it expands by about 9%, which can be catastrophic for vehicle components. Pipes, storage tanks, and fuel cells could crack or rupture due to the pressure created by expanding ice. This issue is not exclusive to water-based systems. Even traditional vehicles using gasoline or diesel require winterized fuel blends to prevent freezing. Electric vehicles, EVs, face their own challenges too, as batteries lose up to 40% of their range when temperatures drop below -20°C. Furthermore, Tesla's superchargers slow down in winter, making long-distance travel more difficult. To counteract this, Tesla plans to introduce a sophisticated heating system, much like the ones used in hydrogen fuel cell vehicles such as the Toyota Mirai and Hyundai Nexo. These cars use insulated and heated storage tanks to keep hydrogen in a gaseous state, even in the coldest environments. However, heating large volumes of water requires much more energy than heating a small hydrogen tank, raising questions about overall efficiency. How much energy would be needed to keep the water liquid, and would this offset the advantages of a water engine? Another potential solution could be the use of de-icing additives to lower the freezing point of water. However, this comes with its own set of challenges. The additives must be safe for long-term engine operation, non-corrosive to internal components, and easily available at refueling stations. If Tesla requires a proprietary additive mix, it could create supply chain problems and added costs, limiting the engine's practical applications. In remote areas, drivers may struggle to find refueling stations that stock the necessary additives, which would restrict the engine's accessibility. The challenge of using distilled water, unlike gasoline or hydrogen, which are refined and supplied under strict quality controls, water can vary greatly in its composition. Natural water sources often contain impurities, such as minerals, sediments, salts, and even biological contaminants. These impurities can cause corrosion of metal parts, clog filters, and damage sensitive fuel cell membranes, reducing efficiency and shortening the engine's lifespan. If Tesla's water engine requires distilled water, this introduces a whole host of challenges. From limited supply chain availability to higher costs for consumers, there are many issues to consider. Unlike gasoline, which is available at nearly every station, or electricity, which can be accessed through a growing network of charging stations, distilled water is far less commonly available. This is a significant problem, particularly in remote or developing regions where access to clean water is limited. If a driver cannot find a refueling station with distilled water, they may need to carry extra water, increasing the burden compared to gasoline-powered cars, which can travel 400 to 600 miles per tank. The most important question is whether Tesla can develop a system that allows drivers to use regular tap water or even rainwater, rather than requiring costly distilled water. The primary concern with using untreated water is the presence of minerals like calcium deposits and chlorine, which can damage fuel cell membranes and reduce the efficiency of hydrogen production. For example, high levels of calcium and magnesium can cause scale buildup, similar to what you'd find in household kettles and water heaters. Tesla would need to design an advanced water filtration and purification system that removes sediments, minerals, and contaminants before water enters the engine system. A reverse osmosis filter, combined with activated carbon filtration, could achieve near distilled water purity. However, these systems typically require high water pressure and energy, potentially reducing overall efficiency. Self-cleaning filters using nanomaterials or graphene-based technology could enhance performance while minimizing maintenance. Another approach might involve an automatic desalination and deionization process, where a miniaturized desalination unit removes salts and minerals before water enters the engine. A system using ion exchange resins could work in a similar way to home water softeners, removing unwanted minerals and minimizing damage to the fuel cell. However, this method might require frequent maintenance and additional costs. A more advanced option would be a self-regenerating water purification system using electrolytic purification to remove impurities before water is used for energy production. This system would allow the car to filter and recycle water internally, reducing the frequency of refueling. Such a system could boost efficiency and ensure water quality, but would need to consume minimal energy to remain practical. If these onboard filtration methods prove too costly or complex, Tesla may need to develop a network of pre-packaged water refueling stations, similar to the hydrogen refueling stations that provide clean, pressurized hydrogen for fuel cell vehicles. Tesla could offer high-purity water refills at select locations, with a subscription model to manage costs and availability, ensuring that drivers can always access clean water. Infrastructure and real-world implementation. The success of Tesla's water engine will depend not just on technological advancements, but also on the infrastructure required to support it. Unlike gasoline or even electric charging stations, a water refueling network must account for freezing risks, storage logistics, and operational efficiency in extreme climates. If these factors aren't carefully managed, they could drive up costs, reduce accessibility, and slow adoption. Tesla would need to create heated storage tanks, insulated pipelines, and automated de-icing mechanisms to keep water liquid at all times. This would raise station construction costs and energy consumption, making water fueling potentially more expensive than traditional fuels. Hydrogen fueling stations already incorporate heating mechanisms, such as Toyota's Mirai and Hyundai's Nexo, which use heated hydrogen storage tanks to prevent freezing. A similar solution could work for water refueling, but it would require additional infrastructure, which might not be energy efficient. Another concern is that when water freezes, it expands. If water in pipes, tanks, or pumps freezes, it can cause structural damage, resulting in costly repairs and potentially prolonged downtime for refueling stations. Tesla would need to develop pressurized and insulated refueling systems, similar to cryogenic fuel storage, but at a much lower cost to make mass adoption feasible. Building new water fueling stations would be a massive undertaking. Tesla's supercharger network currently has over 50,000 charging stations worldwide. But adding water refueling stations would require a completely different type of infrastructure. These stations would need on-site filtration systems to ensure water purity, increasing operational costs Unlike electricity, which can be delivered through existing power grids, water would need to be transported or piped in from local sources, adding to logistical complexity. The cost of building a hydrogen refueling station is estimated between $1.5 million to $2 million per location. A water refueling station with the added requirements of heating and filtration could cost even more. One potential solution would be integrating water refueling into Tesla's existing supercharger stations. If Tesla can retrofit these locations with water purification and heated storage tanks, it could help lower infrastructure costs. Do you think Tesla will succeed in realizing this water engine? Leave a comment and share your thoughts with us. Why is this a game changer? A water-powered engine could drastically reduce environmental impact by eliminating tailpipe emissions and improving urban air quality. Unlike gasoline and diesel vehicles, which emit over 4.6 metric tons of CO2 per year, a water engine would only release water vapor, reducing greenhouse gas emissions to nearly zero. This could help cities meet air quality standards by reducing pollutants like PM 2.5 and NOx, which cause respiratory diseases and smog. Shifting from fossil fuels to water as a fuel source would also lessen the need for oil extraction, refining, and transportation, which account for 12% of global CO2 emissions. If powered by renewable energy for electrolysis, a water engine could further lower its carbon footprint, making it a more sustainable option than gasoline or even some battery electric vehicles, which rely on mining-intensive lithium-ion batteries. A water-powered engine offers unique safety advantages and challenges compared to traditional combustion and electric engines. The fire risk is much lower, as water is non-flammable. Unlike gasoline, which has a flash point of -43°C or -45°F, or lithium-ion batteries that can experience thermal runaway above 150°C or 302°F. Additionally, it produces no toxic emissions, avoiding hazards like carbon monoxide poisoning from combustion engines. The potential reduction in fuel costs is another major advantage. If Tesla's system relies on distilled or deionized water, the cost could be as low as $1 to $2 per gallon, which is comparable to low-end gasoline but significantly cheaper than premium fuels. Furthermore, unlike gasoline, which fluctuates in price due to geopolitical and market conditions, water is abundant and not subject to the same supply chain constraints. However, if the engine uses electrolysis to extract hydrogen, electricity costs will need to be considered. Current battery electric vehicles convert about 90% of electrical energy into motion, while hydrogen fuel cells operate at around 60% efficiency due to conversion losses. If Tesla's system can achieve an efficiency rate above 70%, it could be a game changer, making water-based propulsion a more viable alternative to hydrogen-powered vehicles. Tesla's water engine could truly revolutionize sustainable transportation. But will it meet expectations? Can it outperform gasoline and electric vehicles while overcoming challenges like freezing temperatures, infrastructure, and efficiency? Only time will tell. One thing's for certain, innovation never stops, and Tesla is pushing the boundaries of what's possible. To stay ahead of the curve, subscribe to our channel.